Today, Mommy and
Ava
are reading The Old Man Who Loved Cheese by Garrison Keillor
and illustrated by
Ann Wilsdorf. Okay. Again, sometimes it is a guessing game. There was an old man named Wallace P. Flynn who lived in a house in the trees. You could smell him for several miles downwind because of his fondness for cheese. For the cheese that was dear to W.P. was not the mild kind, such as Brie, the cheese of polite society. No, he liked cheese that was in your face, that smelled like socks from a marathon race.
Ew.
Cheese that really stank up the place.
If he has children, what would they think of? Oh, he does.
Yes, he does have children. His wife knelt down and begged him, "Please, please have mercy, Wallace, and change your cheese." His son said, "Cheese makes your breath so bad. It smells like death to be near you, Dad." His daughter asked him,
"What is the sense of eating cheese that is so offensive?"
Said Wallace P. "It's offensive to you, but cheese cheers me up when I am blue. I don't know why, but a nice sharp cheddar makes me feel a whole lot better. A Limburger or Emmentaler makes me grin and jump and holler. And oh, the pleasure of a slice of Cheshire. Some men want fame and their name on marquees. Some men love money. I choose cheese."
What if they say choose a family or cheese?
Yeah, I wonder what he'd do.
Choose. Oh.
So his daughter moved to Oklahoma to escape the aroma. And his son ran off to Arkansas, which has a halitosis law. And his wife Louise sailed away to the Hebrides Islands, where an ocean breeze steadily blows by night and day and drives unpleasant smells away. With his family gone, Wallace P. Flynn lost all of his self-discipline. He ate cheese morning and night, cheese so strong that his hair turned white. He walked around with a cheesy grin. He'd drive his truck to town and park it in front of Easy Ed's used cheese market.
What?
Used cheese market?
Used?
Easy Ed was a skinny old geezer with little green eyes and a great big beezer who sold old cheese that he stored in rooms deep underground in cool, dark tombs. Cheese that was covered with thick green mold. Some of the cheese was 20 years old. And look, he has to have he has this underground place, it looks like, that has to have ventilation coming out.
He could eat that. He could eat the cheese underground, but I think people would still smell it.
Wallace P. Flynn drove his load of cheese back to his lonely house in the trees. To him, it smelled like fresh spring blooms, sweet and pure and good and rich, while other drivers swerved into the ditch, overcome by deadly fumes. He wrapped the cheese in a burlap sack and buried it deep in a hole out back and covered it up and put in a pipe so he could smell when the cheese got ripe. I thought he was just using this as a ventilation chamber, but he wants to actually smell it when it's ripe. I don't think that would smell too good. And when it began to gurgle and squish and bubble and burble and smell like dead fish, gross. He heard the gurgles and burbles and squishes and cried, "By George, it smells delicious." And everyone else is running. Even this person lost a shoe.
They're running so fast.
Oh, all the animals are running. Look. Oh, gross. The smell was so awful, so sour and vile. The skunks had to go and lie down for a while. Oh, that's bad if a skunk thinks it stinks.
Yeah.
The squirrels picked up all the nuts they had squirreled and moved to a distant part of the world. One day, a pig stood up on its haunches and fell over flat on its back, unconscious.
But they love mud.
Here's the pig, and look at this wolf. It looks angry.
If our dog hated it, it must have been bad.
And the rooster is it's making all the animals angry and aggressive.
They're like, ah!
And this looks like, look, the snake is
Spit out the frog because
I don't know.
So scared.
I don't know. It looks like a pretty bad smell. The smell became so fetid and rank. The mailman brought an oxygen tank.
What?
Good heavens, how the neighborhood stank.
I know. I think it would.
Ugh, it probably smells like death.
Fish.
There were stories in the papers about the terrible vapors. Despite neighbors' pleas, Flynn still chomps cheese.
What?
The neighbors called the cheese police. I didn't even know they had such a thing as a cheese police.
Well, I guess I'll have to call our cheese police.
Who ordered Wallace P. Flynn to cease. We're coming in. Throw down your cheese and put your hands in the air and freeze. They cried, advancing through the trees. They wore cheese-proof masks and cheese-proof suits and rubberized steel-toed anti-cheese boots, more expensive than a pair of Gucci's and strong enough to keep out blue cheese.
So it's more expensive than Gucci?
Mm-hmm.
What? I don't know how much Gucci is.
But Wallace P. Flynn locked his door and sat on the floor and ate some more Norwegian cheese, which he dug up and which he spread on bread and made a sandwich.
Oh.
Green, putrid cheese.
Oh,
how it stunk.
that sounds awful.
Glops and blobs and drops and drips from yellow lumps of rotten gunk that oozed through his teeth and between his lips.
Okay, this is making me want to throw up.
The cheese police surrounded the place, but tears ran down the captain's face. He grabbed a tree and stood quite still. The smell had made him rather ill.
No.
His face was pale, his knees were weak. Strong tremors shook his great physique. He gasped for breath, his eyes went dim. That cheese was much too strong for him. So your grandfather, my dad, was of German descent. And I will tell you something about him. He loved nasty cheese. He ate Limburger, which is probably the nastiest smelling thing I've ever smelled. And he liked blue cheese. And everybody used to make fun of him because nobody would touch that stuff. And he would eat it.
But I love all cheese except the gaggy cheese. Halt!
He cried, and then
Retreat!
And gave his men a backward nod as they turned and ran back to the street, the cheese brigade of the diet squad, and stood in rather loose formation, engaged in rapid respiration. The captain did not stand there, flustered, but ordered the men to load their guns with butterscotch custard and sticky buns. They fired once and again.
Bang, bang, bang.
And then a blast of lemon meringue.
Yeah.
And out of the house came a pitiful cry. Stop the custard, please. No more. The smell of lemon makes me gag.
How?
So lemon makes him gag, but not that nasty, gurgling, rotting cheese.
If I made him smell grapes, would he make that? Would he be like, ew?
Probably. And old man Flynn came out the door with his hands held high, holding a big white flag. Do you know what a big white flag means?
Like peace.
Yes, or I surrender. They took him away, the poor old man, and drove to town in a caravan.
I just couldn't think of the worst one.
You knew a piece is correct. Yes, ma'am, it is. And eventually the case was tried in court by Chief Judge Jacqueline Hyde. And a jury sat there bleary-eyed as hundreds of experts testified. And they talked and couldn't decide. And Halloween came and Christmastide when Wallace Flynn Jr. stood up and shouted, "Give up cheese, Daddy! Do without it!" Look at Santa.
That's Santa
Weird.
Claus?
Looks like Santa Claus. Like it has claws. He had just flown in from Arkansas with his wife, Eloise, and his mother-in-law, and a baby boy, Wallace Flynn III. "Look," he said, "you've become a grandpa. If you love your family, give your word. From this day on, no Parmesan. Promise you won't eat a bite of Velveeta, Swiss, Romano, Roquefort, Edam. Give 'em up, Daddy. You don't need 'em. Why devote your life to cheese when you can have a grandbaby on your knees?" Wallace P. Flynn looked at Wallace number 3, and the child smiled so beautifully and held out his tiny hands so wide, the old cheesehead broke down and cried.
What about the daughter?
"I do relinquish and forswear all cheese, including Camembert, Colby, and even my Montgomery Jack gift pack from my aunts in Wisconsin. I never again will face a schmicker cause." I have no idea how you say that.
What? I don't know.
But that's the word.
I don't know. Cheat?
"From now on, this shall be my goal. A life of zero gorgonzola. No cheese and macaroni or cheese on my beans. I'm all done with cheese cuisines. Tuna melts and potatoes au gratin shall be, by me, henceforth forgotten."
Aw.
And the judge said,
Mr. Flynn, your no cheese pledge is all we need. Now go. You're free.
and the jury whooped and cried, and his daughter ran to the old man's side and kissed his cheek and stroked his hair and whispered,
"Daddy, we love you so."
And his son wore a smile a mile wide, and he tossed the baby in the air, and the baby laughed. It was quite the show.
Whoa.
Wallace P. Flynn took the whole Flynn bunch around to a corner cafe for lunch. He enjoyed a plate of garden peas, a Chinese salad with anchovies, fresh fruit flown in from overseas, cherries and berries and jujubes, and 2 iced
I
teas.
thought they didn't want to eat stinky stuff. He's eating anchovies right now.
The waitress looked at WP. "Is there anything else you'd like?" said she. "No, thank you," he said. "This is all for me. All I want is my family."
How come she don't have a husband or a kid?
I don't know. That night, he sailed to the Hebrides, back to the arms of his dear Louise, and they bought a cottage in a grove of trees where humbly buzzed the bumblebees among the petunias and peonies. And Mr. and Mrs. Wallace P. Flynn felt right at home by the ocean side, watched the tide go out and the tide roll in, and were very deeply satisfied with sunny days and beautiful views, a low-fat lunch, and a daily snooze.
Watermelon.
I would love that, because I'm already missing watermelon.
Me too. It's not summer anymore.
Which goes to show that a person can choose to mend his ways and to begin a brand new life as Mr. Flynn did with his wife. I like the
He's
octopus.
trying to look at them.
I was trying to reach for the bottle there.
Maybe.
The end. And thank you to everyone who stayed for the reading of The Old Man Who Loved Cheese.